The insurance industry has stepped up in a big way during the COVID-19 pandemic. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at Erie Insurance responses that feature dividends, rate reductions, life insurance changes, homeowners insurance endorsements, and money going back to the local community. And we're going to compare those to some of the other major carriers in the industry and give you a ranking. Coming up next. Hey folks, Jack Wingate, and on this channel, we give individuals, families, and businesses tips and tricks to help you save money on your insurance, help you understand your insurance better, and to keep you informed on what's going on in the insurance industry. And today we're looking at Erie Insurance's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And in full candor, Erie Insurance is one of the carriers that my agency represents. And honestly speaking, the first response that Erie came out with was a good long-term play, but fell short in many ways to help you out today. All of that was remedied, however, with an extra set of benefits that Erie Insurance just came out. So let's take a look at their package in whole. The first thing that Erie came out with was a 5% rate reduction for all of their personal auto insurance policies and business auto insurance policies. Now, the problem was that while this was a good thing, a rate reduction is always a good thing, is that it wasn't going to happen until someone's next renewal. So that meant there was no immediate help for the consumers that needed it right now. So Erie Insurance just met and came out with something to augment that original rate reduction. They're going to retain the rate reduction. However, they're issuing a 5% dividend for personal auto insurance clients and business insurance auto insurance clients that would, again, equate to about a 5% of the annualized premium. They're going to be sending those checks to you mid to late May. That's a great thing. Now, in the interim, and when they originally announced the first rate reduction, they actually came out with some smaller announcements centered on the homeowners insurance policy. Erie Insurance wants to make sure that local businesses are helped in any capacity that can be. So one of those is that we're buying more and more gift cards from local establishments to try to help them out during this time. So Erie wanted to make sure that you, their homeowners insurance client, felt comfortable with being able to purchase these gift cards without the fear of the business going out of business and you being out that money. So they are adding on, pending state approval in all their states, an endorsement that says they will pay you back up to $250 for any gift cards where the business that issued it goes out of business. That's a great thing. Now, early on, even before the auto insurance rate reduction that they came out with, Erie Family Life came out and said, you know what, we want to make sure that people have some peace of mind during this time. And what gives people better peace of mind than knowing if something happens to them, i.e. they die, that their loved ones will be taken care of. But many might not go and apply for life insurance because they would have to get a life insurance exam like is normal practice. So Erie said, we will waive the paramedical exam for people applying that are 55 years of age and younger, and for people applying for $500,000 in coverage and under. That's a great thing and unheard of in most of the life insurance industry. And then finally, Erie Insurance, for all of their agents, gives them a marketing budget that says that they will match dollar for dollar or 50% or 75% of whatever the agent spends on marketing that's co-branding Erie. That we get some budget every year for that. Erie's gone in and said, we're going to give the agents $1,000 if they will go out and use those funds in the local community to co-brand with Erie things like buying gift cards or doing a food giveaway to first responders with a local business. All of the details are being hammered out with that, but your local Erie agent will be able to partner with you in the local community to make a difference. That's one of the big sales points that Erie has, is being local and relying on that local agency force. Now, enough about Erie. Let's look at what some of the other big players have done with regards to the COVID-19 response. First, we're going to take a look at Allstate. Allstate was one of the first to come out with a COVID-19 response. It was a big one. I think they said that they're going to do something like $600 million when it's all said and done. Now, granted, Allstate has a large policyholder base, but what it said was that they were going to give back a percentage to their auto insurance clients for the months of April and May. Now, that give back was about 15% of the monthly premium for those 2 months. So if we use the assumption of a $1,200 a year auto insurance premium, that's $100 a month. That is $15 per month for April and May, a total of a $30 credit back to you, the Allstate policyholders. The next carrier we're going to look at is Progressive. Progressive came out and said, we are going to see you, Allstate, your 15% credit, and we're going to see you and raise you an additional 5%. So they're going to give 20% credit back to their auto insurance policyholders for the months of April and May. If we look at that using our same assumption of $1,200 a year, $100 a month, that is $20 a month back to you for a total of $40. Next carrier we're going to look at is Big Red, State Farm. State Farm came out with a huge package, about $2.5 billion if I'm not mistaken. However, again, that number skewed a little bit because State Farm is one of the largest writers of auto insurance in the nation. What State Farm is going to do is give a 25% dividend annualized premium back to their consumers for the months, which equates to about 2 months. It's really the end of March through May sometime. It's about two months. So when you look at it, all said and done, if you're looking at our $1,200 a year auto policy, that's about a $50 dividend back to their customers. The next carrier we're going to look at, and in full disclosure, is one of AllCHOICE's carrier partners, is Nationwide. Big Blue came out with what is perhaps the easiest to understand of all of the carriers that we're looking at. They said, we are going to give $50 to our auto insurance policyholders. Check back to you for $50, it's real easy. And as you can see, if we're using our $1,200 example, both State Farm and Nationwide are returning $50. But Nationwide's is a little bit easier to understand, so that's why they're ranked a little bit ahead of State Farm. GEICO came out and said, we are going to give a 15% annual credit to our personal auto, motorcycle, and RV clients. Now, the problem with that is this. The credit doesn't apply until renewal. But if we look at our $1,200 a year example, they actually give you the largest back in your pocket money of any of the carriers at around $180 based on our example. And that then leaves you with Erie. Again, we've already discussed Erie in depth. They've got a 5% rate reduction, a 5% annual dividend coming back to the policyholders, life insurance changes, homeowners insurance enhancements, and then the money going back to your local community. So if I'm ranking all of these, my rankings go just how I laid them out. At number 6, we have Allstate. At number 5, we have Progressive. At number 4, we have State Farm. At number 3, we have Nationwide. Number 2, we have GEICO. And coming in at number 1 and in first place for the best insurance carrier response to the COVID-19 crisis, we have Erie Insurance. Guys, if you have gotten any value at all out of this, if you've enjoyed the video, please give us a like down at the bottom and make sure to subscribe to our channel. And until next time, we'll see you.